I call Joanne Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I stand to take a very short call on this piece of legislation. But before I do, I just want to pay tribute to the late and the great Ranginui Walker, moi mai e koro. As I said, I stand to take a very short call on this piece of legislation. It has some key changes in it that we've heard before, but I just want to reiterate those. One of the key changes is to do with national timeframes. It implements a national timeframe, and that actually identifies the risk level of buildings, low risk, medium risk and high risk, with high risk having councils 5 years to do the assessment on these buildings and 15 years to actually strengthen them. Medium risk buildings having 10 years for identification and assessment of these buildings with a 25-year strengthening period, and for low-risk buildings 15 years to identify the level of the assessment and 35 years to strengthen the building. This bill also addresses areas around unreinforced masonry. Those are things like facades, parapets and verandas, and what it does is it makes sure that once that assessment's been made, that those areas are actually reinforced as quickly as possible, Mr. Speaker, because those are the areas that fell in the earthquake in 2011, and up to 35 people died because of it, and so we need to address those areas very quickly. The bill also identifies key buildings like schools and universities and hospitals, and making sure that those that are, have been assessed as medium to high risk, that they are actually upgraded in half the time that they would with other buildings in the area. This legislation also identifies Category 1 historic buildings and allows them to have a longer period for strengthening, just because of the character and the type of building that it is, and the historic significance to the region. This is a good bill, Mr. Speaker. It's a bill that actually addresses a lot of the issues around the earthquake-prone area that this country lives in within the Ring of Fire, and so along with all my colleagues here in National and across the House, I support the bill in its second reading. Thank you.
Well done.